So here we have created one reactive forms example. In Angular, manaku two types of forms unnai. One is reactive forms and another one is template driven forms. Okay. Template driven forms ante entire code we will write inside the HTML. See. Driven. See, this is the template driven forms, means entire thing we will write in the HTML itself. This is the forms example, means the form validation. When user is touching that form field and came outside, when it is show one error message. This is the reactive. No, sorry. This example వాళ్ళు క్రియేట్ చేసిండేది దేని మీద అంటే టెంప్లెట్ డ్రివెన్ ఫార్మ్స్. See, entire code it will be in the HTML, but it is not a secure one. ఒక్క నిమిషం అట్లా ఉన్నాను. ఇక్కడ ఇది మనకు we are having a two types of forms. Now one is template driven forms, another one is model driven forms or reactive forms. So the most preferable one is reactive forms, because the entire code we will write in the TypeScript file. Okay, secure గా ఉంటుంది అది రియాక్టివ్ ఫార్మ్స్. ఇక్కడ టెంప్లెట్ డ్రివెన్ ఫార్మ్స్ అంటే ఓన్లీ సింపుల్ ఫార్మ్స్, ఇలాంటి సింపుల్ ఫార్మ్స్ క్రియేట్ చేయడానికి యూజ్ చేస్తాము. అందులోన ఓన్లీ ఎంటైర్ థింగ్ HTML అనే రాస్తాం మనం. దిస్ ఇస్ నాట్ ఎ సెక్యూర్ వన్. ఈ ఫార్మ్స్ ఏదైనా ఇప్పుడు ఎవరైనా హ్యాకర్స్ HTMLని ఇంజెక్ట్ చేయొచ్చు ఇందులో. సో template driven forms are not a preferable one. So we are using a reactive forms in Angular. See. Forms in Angular 8. Corner. We are having another one. We are having a two types of forms, template driven forms and reactive forms. See, the template driven forms are used to bind the data to the component class using ng model. See, ng model where we have used for a two-way data binding we have used. Okay, to bind the data from class to the template, template to the class, to bind it we have used a ng model. So by using this ng model we can bind the data in the template driven forms. We don't need to take a writing the code done by itself. This is the simple form creation we are using. Under reactive forms, it's like why we are going with the reactive forms is because it is more secure than template driven forms, and we can create a dynamic forms. We can create it by using a reactive forms, and complex forms also we can able to create it. What is dynamic? Means suppose మనకు ఒక 2 ఇన్పుట్ ఫీల్డ్స్ ఉన్నాయి. ఓకే, ఆ 2 ఇన్పుట్ ఫీల్డ్స్లో యూజర్ ఏదైనా ఎక్స్ట్రా ఒక బటన్ను లేదంటే ఒక ఇన్పుట్ కానివ్వండి, ఒక ఎంటైర్ రో యాడ్ చేయాలి అంటే then we will choose the reactive forms. It means on the flow when user is entering something in the form, so we need to generate a new input or button, whatever it may be. All the form controls can be generated dynamically. That's the reason we are using a reactive forms in Angular. See, ఇలా కూడా రాయొచ్చు మనము దీన్ని. న్యూ ఫామ్ గ్రూప్ ఆఫ్ ఈమెయిల్ పాస్వర్డ్, ఎన్ని ఇన్పుట్స్ ఉంటే అన్ని ఇలా ఫామ్ గ్రూప్, ఫామ్ నేమ్, మళ్ళీ ఒక ఇన్పుట్కి ఫామ్ కంట్రోల్ నేమ్ రాయొచ్చు. ఇక్కడ ఇట్లా ఫామ్ కంట్రోల్ ఇచ్చి ఇదైనా ఇవ్వచ్చు. ఇది అనదర్ వే. డైనామిక్ ఫార్మ్స్ అన్నాను కదా, బై యూజింగ్ ఏ ఫామ్ అరే వీ కెన్ జనరేట్ ఏ డైనామిక్ ఫార్మ్స్. అవసరం లేదు అవి. See, first how to work with the reactive forms. That is nothing but first we need to import and declare the reactive forms module in the import section. See, first step in the app.module.ts file we need to import reactive form module from @angular forms and use the same in the imports array. Go to the app.module.ts file, go to the import section, right click, control space, enter. See, automatically it is imported from the reactive forms module. See, automatically it is installed in the imported from the Angular forms. Okay, this is the first step. So next step is in the forms component. Okay, here we are having a forms component. In the component.ts file, okay, we need to import whatever the required builders like form builder, form group, validators, whatever we are required. So all the form fields should be imported from the component.ts file. See, the app.component.ts file, we need to import form control from Angular form. Like in the form control also we can import it, or also we are having a another way also. That is nothing but form builder, form group, other validators we can import it and we can access See, this is one of the form. Form అంటే ఇలా ఉంటుంది ఒకటి. This is nothing but normal template driven form. See, email, username, email, password. Form. See, don't bother about these template driven forms. We need to concentrate on model driven forms like reactive forms only. We need to more concentrate. This is not required. See, how we will create a form, the reactive forms module. See, first form tag we will use it, and you will create one form group with the form name. In the HTML we are having this one, and we can use form tag. What we need to use? Form group. Here we should use form name. We need to create it, which is the form. So I will create a reactive form. Because we need to declare this name in the TS file. We are getting there. Form name. As a return type, we need to provide form group. Okay. First, we will import form group. So we need to import the form group and this thing, and then we need to use private form builder. And here we can use this dot. This dot form builder dot group of so see ఈ అడ్వాన్స్డ్ వర్షన్లో వచ్చి ఇలా ఎర్రర్స్ త్రో చేస్తాయి. మనం ఏమన్నా ఇప్పుడు పాత ఫీచర్స్ ఎలా యూజ్ చేస్తామో అలా ప్రొవైడ్ చేస్తే ఇలాంటి ఎర్రర్స్ వస్తాయి. దాన్ని మనము రెక్టిఫైడ్ చేయడం ఎలా అంటే we need to copy that error message. See, mouse over this one. ఓకే, కాపీ చేసి పేస్ట్ చేయండి గూగుల్లో. సో విల్ గెట్ సమ్ ఆఫ్ ద ఎర్రర్ మెసేజెస్. Just go to TS config.json and strict Initialization. Okay. Okay, we'll see that one later. See, first ఏం చేసాం మనము రియాక్టివ్ ఫార్మ్స్ మాడ్యూల్ అనేది ఇంపోర్ట్ చేసాము. See, from the Angular form we need to import and declare it in the import section. First section means first step. Next step వచ్చి we need to import form builder, form group, and then we are having a validators. After that, in the HTML, form name, like form group with the form name we need to declare it. And after that, suppose we are having a inputs. Type text, or else I will use div. I will use label, label is username. So we are having input type text. See, for each and every input field, we need to use form control name. Username. So we can check that form control name. See, okay. Name should be in the camel case. Okay, form control name. So now we can use this one in the routing. Path, relative forms, component, so in the main component also we need to define the path for that one. Yeah, see. List item, forms, router link we need to create it. See, forms we are navigating to the forms and we are getting this. This is the label. This is input field. See, label and input field. Suppose if you want to provide style equal to some space for that one, margin right, see, for username and input field we are providing some space. In the same way, instead of this one, CSS itself we can provide label tag, margin right. Yeah. So now we are having only one username we are having. In the same way, we will be having drop downs will be there, multiple input boxes will be there, and radio box check boxes also it will be there. So when we are sending, like when we are clicking on any one particular button, we need to send this data, whatever we are entering. So all the data we need to send it to the server side. That is the post example. HTTP dot create method. Suppose we are having a label, that is username. I will provide a password. See, for each and every input, the form control name equal to input name we need to define it, username, and here password. Okay. Now username and password we are having. For now we are having a one single div and div. So for a div I will provide the CSS margin 20 pixel. Or else class is equal to main dot main we are having a username and password. One input field, second input field. See, this is the username. This one is the password. Next, we'll be having one button. Button name is save. Type is equal to submit. Username, password, save button. So first what we have to use? First we need to use a reactive forms module, declare it in the module.ts file and import it. First step. And in the next step, first we need to import form builder, form group, validators. And in the HTML, see, for a form tag, form group with the form name, first we need to declare it. And for each and every input field, we need to use form control name. Okay. Form control name with the one name. Any meaningful name we need to give it here. So we're having the two inputs, username and password. And two input fields ఉన్నాయి. Two input fields కి ఫామ్ కంట్రోల్ నేమ్స్ ఇచ్చాము. ఒక బటన్ ఉంది మనకు, సేవ్ బటన్. సో ఇక్కడ మనము ఈ ఫామ్ ని సేవ్ చేయడానికి ఒక మెథడ్ రాయాలి. సో దట్ ఈస్ నథింగ్ బట్ ng submit. Form. ng means angular. ng submit equal to any one name. Form, see, form group, one form name. G submit equal to save method. So this save method should be declared in the TypeScript file also. Save up. Console.log of save details. Yeah. Okay. I'm clicking on the save button. Here I am getting save details. For a click event I have provided, but this username and password I am not getting, because ఇక్కడ మనము జస్ట్ క్రియేట్ చేసాం అంతే. ఇన్పుట్ ఫీల్డ్ ఉంది, ఫామ్ కంట్రోల్ నేమ్ ఉంది. ఈ యూజర్ నేమ్ అండ్ పాస్వర్డ్ అనే ఫీల్డ్స్ని టైప్ స్క్రిప్ట్ ఫైల్లో మనం ఇక్కడ చూడండి, ఇక్కడ ఫామ్ బిల్డర్ డాట్ గ్రూప్ ఆఫ్, ఇక్కడ we need to declare those things. We need to initialize the form control names. యాజ్ ఇట్ ఈస్గా ఉండాలి, స్పెల్లింగ్ మిస్టేక్ ఏది ఉండకూడదు. కాలన్ ఇది ఎంటీ ఉండాలి. Here we can provide validators dot required min length max length. These are the validators. One more thing is password field. Validators not required. Now here error not there. Whatever the user entering here, so when I am clicking on the save button, I need to fetch those details. Okay. This dot reactive form dot see. Username, password as an object we are getting. I'll click on the save. I'm getting username and password field. See, username and password. Password field and username. సో ఇక్కడ సబ్మిట్ బటన్ ఉంది కదా, సేవ్. ఈ సేవ్ బటన్ అనేది క్లిక్ చేసినప్పుడు వీ నీడ్ టు ఇన్వోక్ వన్ ఏపీఐ కాల్. అంటే బ్యాక్ ఎండ్కి మనము ఈ యూజర్ ఏదైతే డేటా ఎంటర్ చేశాడో, యూజర్ ఎంటర్ చేసిన డేటాని మనము వీ నీడ్ టు సెండ్ ఇట్ టు ద సర్వర్ సైడ్. So, see, this is to change the port number. ngserve hyphen port equal to 42010203, whatever it may be, because here already one port is running on the 4200. So if we are running the another port in the same number, it won't work. So to change the port number, we need to use ngserve hyphen port equal to 42010203, or hyphen port equal to 5000 3000, whatever it may be. You can define it. Go to localhost 4202, click on this one. Okay, see, this is the application. We are having a username and password field we are having. These are the form validations. I have touched the form field, I came outside. Again error I am coming, I'm showing the error message. So now we are having a login form or any register form, whatever it may be. Sign in button or login button or sign up button ఏదైనా ఉంటుంది కదా మనకి ఫామ్లోన. దీన్ని క్లిక్ చేసినప్పుడు we need to call one API, సర్వీస్ కాల్ చేయాలి మనం. When we are invoking any service call, so we need to send the user entered data to the server. See, so in the up to Angular 7 and 8, yeah, like this way we were able to declare it. Public login form colon form group. But now it is throwing some of the errors, okay, in the Angular 12 feature. So login form, and then what we have declared, see, login form equal to form builder dot group of, so username, password, validators dot required min length, max length. See, login button where we are having form group with the form name, ng submit, one form name we are providing. See, label, username, input, okay, form control name, username, input type text. These things, forget about this, okay. So sign in button we are having, button type submit. Form tag ki manamu ng submit equal to login, one form name we need to define it. When user is clicking on this login like sign in button, we need to send the whatever the user entered values. To store the user entered values, we are using form control name, this one. To handle all the form input field names, we are using a form control name equal to username for password. The same username and password name should be declared in the, see, username, password, form builder dot group of username password, ఇలా మనం డిక్లేర్ చేయాలి. తర్వాత లాగిన్ బటన్ అనే దానికి we need to invoke a service call. See, login user of login form dot value. I'm passing a value and subscribing it. Okay. See, login URL. This is I'm sending some data from the component when user is entering the sign in button. Like http dot post of one URL along with the URL user data. User data means this one, whatever the user is entering. See, now see, when I am clicking on the sign in button, I need to call a service and I need to send this username password to the server side. See, status code 200, token we are getting the response. Okay, you can check it in the request headers what we are sending to the server side. See, in the request payload object is, you can go to view source or in normal one also. See, username and password. దేనికి సెండ్ చేసాం మనము? ఈ రిక్వెస్ట్ URL చూడండి, ఇక్కడ రిక్వెస్ట్ URL అనే దానికి సర్వీస్కి హిట్ చేసాం మనం, ఏపీఐకి. request URL login undi, same login URL ki we have passed a one request payload is username and password. Service call ayindi adi, that is nothing but request method is post method. So after successful we are getting a status code 200. Okay, after successful, so we are getting the token in the response. From the back end side we are getting this response. సో ఇది మనకు ఎప్పుడైతే యూజర్ సేవ్ బటన్ క్లిక్ చేస్తాడో, చేసిన వెంటనే we need to call a service and we need to send this data to the server side. We need to invoke a service and we need to define it. So now we are having a validation, like when user is touching this one and came outside from this input field, we need to show some of the error message. So username we are having here, we can use span tag, username required. Every time username is required, it is displayed. This is not the case. Okay. So every time username and password should not be appear in the form. When user is touching this form and came outside, username required should appear, and user will enter something and he will erase the data. Those time I need to display the username required error message. Okay, first for a span tag, I will create a class error dot error. So for a text color, we need to provide a red. Username required, password required. So we need to display error messages should be in the red color. Now see, ఇక్కడ మనము కండిషన్ ప్రొవైడ్ చేయాలి. ఏది స్టార్ ఎన్జి ఇఫ్ స్టార్ ఎన్జి ఫామ్ నేమ్ dot controls of form control name username dot validators we are having, means touch, dirty, pristine. See, okay, I have touched something. single condition I have provided. Star ng form name dot controls of username is form control name dot touch. So when I am touching, I need to display this one. So here one more condition we need to add it here. User should be touched and the form should be in the invalid. See, now error message is not coming. What are the two conditions I have provided? Touch. Okay. When the user is touched and came outside, I need to display the error message. And one more condition is when the user is invalid. Username dot touch. So when we are touching the username form field, and if that form field is invalid, then we need to display the error message. Here also we can use the same star ng if equal to, see, what is the form name? Reactive forms. See, whatever the form it may be, login form, register form, sign up form, ఏ ఫామ్ అయినా కూడా ఇక్కడ ఫామ్ నేమ్ కాపీ చేసుకోండి. స్టార్ ng ఫామ్ నేమ్ డాట్ కంట్రోల్స్ ఆఫ్ లిటరల్స్. ఇక్కడ ఫామ్ కంట్రోల్ నేమ్, ఇండివిజువల్ ఫామ్ కంట్రోల్ నేమ్ ఏదైతే ఉందో ఆ ఫామ్ కంట్రోల్ నేమ్ ప్రొవైడ్ చేయాలి. పాస్వర్డ్ డాట్ touched. This is one condition. టచ్ చేసినప్పుడు పాస్వర్డ్ వస్తుంది. See, when user is entering something, immediately the password should be hide. It should not display in the input field. So we need to provide the condition. That particular condition is when the password field is invalid, means when the user is touching that input field and the form is invalid, we need to display the error message. And valid, invalid, error message. Okay. Now we are having a one more condition we are having. I have not touched any form field, but I am clicking on the save button. In this situation also I need to display the error messages. That is nothing but first ఒక boolean value create చేసుకోవాలి. Is valid, return type of boolean. So initially it will be true, is valid. So ఇక్కడ ప్రతి ఒక్క ఇన్పుట్ ఫీల్డ్ కి, see, here we have provided a condition, or both the conditions should work. So ఒక బ్రాకెట్ ఇవ్వాలి ఇక్కడ. అంటే మల్టిపల్ కండిషన్స్ ఎలా యూజ్ చేస్తామని ఒక ఇన్పుట్ ఫీల్డ్ కి. దీస్ టూ ఆర్ one condition, like user will touch that field, and the form field will be, when the input field is invalid, we need to display the error message. And one more condition is the password field is invalid and is valid. Means, see, but when I am clicking on this save button, I need to display the error message. It is, so save button we are having this dot is valid equal to true. సో ఇక్కడ మనము కండిషన్ ప్రొవైడ్ చేయాలి. ఇఫ్ దిస్ డాట్ ఫార్మ్ నేమ్ డాట్ invalid, okay, when the form is invalid, the same thing we can provide it for a other field also. Or valid. See, now both the error messages will appear. Username required, password required. So even though I'm single value also, it will define immediately. It will throw the errors. This is the reactive forms and form validation. ఒక ఇన్పుట్ కానీ రేడియో బటన్ చెక్ బాక్స్ డ్రాప్ డౌన్ ఇన్ ద సేమ్ వే we will define the reactive form validations in a angular. లేబల్ పాస్వర్డ్ ఫీల్డ్ ఉంది ఇక్కడ. Email, password, minimum characters and other things we can provide it here. Initially login button will be disabled. Instead of this one, better you can go with See, in the starting itself, how the routing it will be there on the reactive forms. Click on this one. One by one, right click on this one and go to the file. See, form control and form group, how we are defining. We are having a template driven and reactive forms. He explained each and everything. You can refer those things. See, we are having a employee, full name, email and save button. How we can define the normal form group. This is also a one way. Okay. This is another way. This one. Form builder dot group means dynamic forms. When we are creating, we will use a form builder. These are the basic steps he explained how we can utilize it. In the further classes, he is explaining the all the concepts one by one. See, nested form group, set value patch, form builder. See, form builder example. You can go here. Yeah. Control group array. What it will do, each and everything. Everything he explained. See, form builder dot group, full name, email, skills. These are the nested form group. Okay, how we can create it. ప్రతి ఒక్కటి ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేశారు. మీరు జస్ట్ దాన్ని వన్ బై వన్ వీడియోస్ చూసి ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసుకోండి. ఇక్కడే కంటెంట్ ఉంటుంది. ఉన్న దీన్ని అట్లీస్ట్ కాపీ పేస్ట్ చేసి ట్రై చేయండి ఒకసారి.
Okay.
The nested form groups. See, full name, email, skill, okay, name, experience in year, proficiency. These are the things they have included here. Finally, it will look like this here. See, save button. మీరు రియాక్టివ్ ఫార్మ్స్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్కి అయితే వేరే రిఫర్ చేయాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు. ఇది చాలు. ఓకే, కంటెంట్ కావాలంటే ఇక్కడ ఉంటుంది. యూ కెన్ గో అండ్ చెక్ ఇట్ హియర్ అండ్ హియర్ యూ కెన్ కాపీ పేస్ట్ ద all the content. See, routing tutorial or any reactive forms tutorial. Click on the text field. See, text. ఈ కోడ్ మీరు కాపీ చేసుకోవచ్చు. ఓకే, టెక్స్ట్ మీద క్లిక్ చేస్తే if you are lazy about to write the code, you can copy and paste it and run your local application. At least you will get little bit idea ఎలా యూజ్ చేయొచ్చు అనేది. చూడండి. ఇంక మళ్ళీ వీడియో కావాలన్నా మీకు యాంగులర్ 6 వీడియోస్ ఉన్నాయి కదా. ఫస్ట్ కంటెంట్ ప్రొవైడ్ చేస్తాను. ఇస్ ద కంటెంట్ చెక్ చేయడానికి వీడియో ట్యుటోరియల్ కూడా సెండ్ చేశాను చూడండి. ఓకే, ఇందులో 6 యాంగులర్ 6 అంటే ఏమీ లేదు, రియాక్టివ్ ఫార్మ్స్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేశారు. ఎలా యూజ్ చేయాలి అనేది అక్కడ చూసుకొని మీరు ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయండి. రియాక్టివ్ ఫార్మ్స్ అంటే ఏమి, ఎలా యూజ్ చేస్తాము. సో యాంగులర్ 6 మళ్ళీ యాంగులర్ 5 క్రడ్ ట్యుటోరియల్ కూడా ఉంది, అది ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయండి వీడియోస్ చూసి. సో మీకు ఐడియా వస్తుంది ఎలా యూజ్ చేస్తాము, సర్వీస్ని ఎలా కాల్ చేస్తాము. ఓకే
ఓకే
ఓకేనా.